You know a good book when you open it and either you or the person it belongs to has highlight. Look at this. This is Dr. Nick's book. He joins us this morning.
The book is in yellow.
With Personal Freedom, the Four Agreements.
Four Agreements by Ruiz. Miguel Ruiz, 1997. It's got a companion.
Oh, so you can...
So you can have a book study.
Oh, that's
great. You
great.
can have a group.
Because a lot of people have book clubs, and how fun to get to talk about not just characters in a book, but yourself.
Yes.
And get closer and learn more about each other.
It's basic life skills that I'm reminding myself of every day. The first one, be impeccable with your word.
Be impeccable with your word.
And we'll come back to it.
Okay.
Do not make assumptions.
Oh, that's
Do not take things personally and always do your best. Do you realize how easy those are to memorize? You got them already. Be impeccable with your word. Don't make assumptions. Don't take things personally and always do your best.
If we just
so you've
all
got
did
two
those four
do's
things.
and two don'ts. And that's, you look at that across the board, those are strong mental behavioral life skills, and they're spiritual.
They are.
Impeccable with your word, integrity.
Absolutely. Well, and then you, Dr. Nick shared that he even keeps his on his bathroom mirror.
I do.
And you are so well studied in everything about human behavior and psychology, and that even this to you is powerful and a great reminder. Is interesting.
Okay, but Whitney, why is it a reminder? It's a reminder because we're human, and because we have a propensity not to be impeccable. When he says be impeccable, he's saying do not speak against yourself. Now we're into negative self. Do not speak against yourself and do not gossip about others. That's hard. That's a struggle for me. I have to catch myself when I want to put myself down for something that's happened.
And why is that so human nature, even for you, and certainly for me, for all of us, that we do something bad and we go, oh, Whitney, why'd you do that again? Come on. Can't you be on time? That would be mine.
It is genuinely just being human. I can't stress it enough. And it's not an adequate answer for a lot of people, but it is what we are. We are creatures. We are limited. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to sin, which means to miss the mark. We're going to do things that we feel bad for. We're insecure. We have fear. The primitive brain can take over.
Yes.
But there is a higher self that can be habituated, right?
Okay, right.
So there you say, why do you keep doing it? Because I want to create that habit to not make assumptions and get clear.
Yeah, let's talk about assumptions, because I think those are really, really easy to make. You can misread a situation, a conversation, an email, a text, a Facebook post. I mean, we could, the list goes on and on. So what do we really need to do? Stop and, certainly if we're one-on-one with someone, ask for clarity? Like, I don't know if I understood that.
Perfect. Clarity. Whitney, when you say anything that sounds like I'm not sure I've got it, all I need to do is say, Whitney, let me get clarity on that. I'm not sure I'm clear. Because one of the things you might say is, well, you know, Dr. Nick, we're not going to be able to do your show this week. And I'm going to immediately go to, oh, she doesn't like me, I'm not going to ever be on there again, she's found somebody else. What would be better? Oh. Could you clarify what's going on? And then you say, oh, well, I've got this, and now I am fine. I've gotten clarity.
But if you just hung up the phone and said, okay, you would spend the rest of the week worried.
Because I'm not clear. And it's not that it's your necessary fault that it's not clear. The receiver, need to ask for clarity. And if you think about it, how important is it for the sender to be able to say, yeah, let me clarify that?
Okay,
because don't you say things sometimes that you really don't mean to say?
Right.
And you're saying, let me clarify that?
Well, how many times have, it certainly happened to me, I've been in my boss's office and you're going over something, or it could be good or bad or whatever, and I don't speak up because I think I know what they're saying, but is that what they're really saying? And then if they're one of those people that kind of is a little passive aggressive or beats around the bush, I've walked out of there more confused than ever. And why? I'm afraid of saying I don't quite understand and I'm comfortable with my assumptions. which could be completely wrong.
Yes, and I would venture to say that what happens is the emotional primitive brain takes over.
Oh, yes.
And it's the fight or flight. Instead of holding the emotions down and say, I'm not clear.
That's a challenge for all of us, right? Do it.
Whitney, it is a challenge, but it's really not that hard to get it up here that I need to get clarity.
Yeah, right.
And that's why texting and emails are hard, because you can get clarity when you're one-on-one. You can get clarification. That's not what I'm saying. Someone might say, you know, I've got a problem with alcohol, therefore I need to leave. And the wife immediately thinks it's because of me. And so she needs to get clarity, hopefully with my help, that no, this is not about you, this is my problem. And then she's able to calm down. It's clarification. Yes, I know I'm pushing it, but I think
different situations. Understand.
We forget. We think that we're all speaking the English language. We're all speaking our own language.
Oh.
You have a Whitney language. I have a Nikki language. Kim has a Kim. We speak our language, the language that we interpret through and see the world through. God, that was strong. We need to do a whole segment on that. Well, don't you believe it?
I do
when you
now.
think about it. When you and Reed are having a conflict, or you and Robert or Chad, you realize that you may be on different levels.
Right.
You may be different languages going.
Yeah, we express things differently, and you're right.
But it's not a
horrible
downer,
thing. No.
Horrible. It's just being aware that, wow, that's a language. That's yours.
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
And
Sorry to carry on about that.
Oh, no, that's important. But
the
this
other one was...
Don't take anything personally.
Yeah, we don't need to say anything about that.
Okay, it's not always about you.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is, but...
Well, but I've said before, and I'll say it again, when I start getting into personalizing, it's really a big ego trip. I don't have that much power over people. And so when I tell myself, this really is not about me, this is about that person and their history. Now, I may have had some part of it. I may, and that's where the discernment comes in.
Sure.
But Whitney, we really do take things entirely too personally in our culture.
We do.
We do.
We do.
It's a great reminder.
Yeah. Well, I'm just tickled that you brought this to our attention today. The 4 agreements to personal freedom. And again, be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best.
And very quickly, that always do your best is going to change. Because if you're sick, or if you're starting a new job, or if you're building a new relationship, your best is going to change.
So
I love that. It doesn't say that it's random, you know, but it does have a context to it.
Yes.
I'm not my best when I'm sick.
I know.
Nobody is. It's a perfect example. I'm just not. And there's where clarification comes through, Whitney. You say to your children, you know, I'm not feeling my best this morning, so if I get grumpy, please forgive me. I'm just not my best.
And if breakfast tastes terrible.
or this is the best I can come up with oatmeal because I'm just really not feeling it. Or
oatmeal. Sure. But
I know you feed them well.
Too much sometimes, but putting forth your best, whatever effort that entails at the time, and whatever you can do is important.
Great. The 4 agreements. Thank you.
Let's go into this new week ahead and nail them all.
Nail them all. Put them on the bathroom mirror.
Or do it the best we can.
And do it the best we can. Good answer. Bye, everybody.
Much more Weekends with Whitney right after this.